They call me, love me, hate me, drill me, date me, feel me, beat me, still believe me. I will never let you out of my mind.
Hey, how's it going? How's it going? How's it going? How's it going? I got my car windows open here. I bet people are gonna think I'm crazy. You know, why is this guy talking to his hand? I don't understand. And the reason the windows are open is because it is almost 70 degrees today. It's supposed to get in the mid-70s. Can you believe it? Not too long ago we had all that snow, all that springtime snow, and now we got beautiful day, beautiful day. That works for me. Hoorah! Whoa, where'd Zoom? Okay, there we go. I got it now. The really cool thing is my workouts. For the past 2 months, I've been doing cardio only because I've been unable to do weight training because I hurt my shoulder lifting weights about 2 months ago, and then I came back a little early. I thought I could do something, and then I re-injured it, and blah, blah, blah. So 2 months later, my shoulder's actually starting to get a little better. I've been doing some really light weight training in addition to my cardio, and it's worked. It's been working. Hasn't hurt my shoulder. So long as I take it easy and slowly rehab it, I can start doing some limited upper body again. Because I actually really enjoy weight training. You know, I know some people view it as like, you know, work or something they have to do, or, you know, something like that. But I actually enjoy it. But the cardio, I've been seeing really good benefits of the cardio. Burning them calories, baby. Woo! We're gonna do story number six. Okay. Anyway, we're gonna move forward in time a little bit from my other stories to my early 20s. My early 20s, I had a roommate. I was a black guy, a really nice guy. His name was Lee, and he was a kung fu instructor. At the time, I taught taekwondo. We took turns teaching in the basement. We had a basement, and we had that set up as a studio, and we each had our own set of students, and we would take turns teaching. And so one time we were out cruising around in his car. He had like the station wagon-ish kind of thing with this thing that opens in the back. And we were racing these guys through the subdivision. And at one point, we ran over something and got a flat. So we pulled into this little subdivision street to fix a flat, and we had the back open, and we were trying to get the tire out of the back, and this car, a different car, pulls up behind us. It's at night, and he has his lights on. So his lights are like blaring at us, and he's just sitting there. And we were looking like, you know, what's going on, looking at each other, and the guy gets out of the car, beer in hand, starts talking smack, starts throwing insults at us and telling us to move the car, even though it's like a dead-end subdivision. Well, like we weren't even in his way. We were on the side of the road, and he starts, you know, calling us names and stuff, and there's like 3 other guys in the car, you know, so it's like a carload of guys, and they're about our age, our early 20s, and so we look at each other, and what Lee was a kung fu instructor, so he used to carry kung fu weapons in the back of his car. He had a 3-sectional staff and these butterfly knives. The butterfly knives, if you don't know, are real long-bladed knives, but they're really wide. And so they're they're metal and kind of reflective because they're like this really wide blade, and 3-sectional staff is 3 pieces of wood connected by a chain. And so Lee reaches down to grab the 3-sectional staff and looks at me and goes, "You ready to do this?" And I kind of grinned at him. I go, "Yeah, let's do this." And I reached in and I grabbed the butterfly knives, and we spun around, and Lee immediately goes to the driver. It goes to the driver's side and just gets in his face. He knocks the beer out of the dude's hand, and he's just in his face. It just daring them to do something, just daring, you know. And meanwhile, I didn't want the three guys to get out of the car, so I take the butterfly knives. It's a pair, and I go to the front of the car because he's got the headlights on, and I start flipping them around all over the place. And it's like this real strobe effect because it's a wide blade, and the headlights are just flashing off the blades, and I'm flipping them all around. I look in, and all three of the guys, their eyes were like all real big, they're real wide, just sitting there, not moving, and I'm just flipping, I'm just looking at him, daring him to get out of the car, and meanwhile, Lee is mouthing off to that one guy, telling him to get in the car, and all this other stuff, and you know, what you're gonna do, that sort of thing, and eventually, the guy backs down from Lee, and he gets in the car, and they drive away, and then we throw the weapons back in the car, change the tire, and off we go. Yeah, it was fun hanging out with Lee. I got a whole bunch of war stories from Lee, including a bar, but we won't get into that. I'll say that for another time. How crazy is this? It's snowing in the spring. It's insane. This is maddening. It's gone crazy. The world has gone crazy. It's snowing in the springtime. It's wild. It is wild. I was all ready for spring, and we got snow here in the Midwest. Hoorah! Well, here I am. It's 25 minutes later since I've left the house, and I've driven about 3 blocks. This is great. Snowing and traffic. We're just simply not moving. I'm kind of moving now, but we're simply not moving. I've spent 15 minutes just trying to get to this stupid stoplight. It's a wet snow too, because it's springtime. You know, it's like 35 degrees on the street, but it's colder up in the atmosphere. And that's why it's snowing. But down here, the snow is just slush. It's like, come on, people. It's like it's rained, and but people are freaking out and not going anywhere and abandoning cars left and right, and it's like, I don't get it. I simply don't get it. Well, that route didn't work. I finally made a turn. I was able to make a turn at the stoplight after 25 minutes and get on the road, and only to be in more traffic not moving. So I'm turned around. I'm going to try another route. Hopefully this route people don't know as well. We'll see. Well, since I'm going to be late for work anyway, I went ahead and stopped off at the gas station so I could, because I'm dying of starvation. So now I'm good. I got my coffee and I got my donut. Yeah, I know. Don't lecture me. I'm totally breaking my diet with this stupid donut thing. But man, my stomach is growling like crazy. I got my soup. With me. And that's, I like to have soup for breakfast. What, you don't have soup for breakfast? What, are you crazy? Soup is good food, man. It's good food. Yeah, it's light, low fat, low calorie, warm, And if it's broth soup, it's really light. You don't want to get that thick, creamy crap. No, nobody likes that. So yeah, soup, it makes good for breakfast. But who knows when I'll get to work? I may not get to work for 2 hours, maybe sitting in traffic. Oh, it's good times. So yeah, I'm trying a different route now. Still snowing, but I'm trying a different route, and we'll see how this works. Ooh.
Now there's like 1,000 other
this route is an actual regular season or not. It's not that great. At least we're moving a little bit, but still, I mean, I had to go the opposite direction from my work. I had to go the opposite direction from my work in order to take this route. I have like 3 direct routes, and none of those panned out, so I had to go the opposite direction, way out of my way. So far, I'm an hour late, and I'm still not out of my area. I'm about 10% of my way to work. Good times. I'm sitting here in the car listening to the radio, because what else the hell do I have to do? Sitting here in traffic going about 6 miles an hour. So far, the tally is I'm an hour and a half late for work. Called my boss. But anyway, the guys on the radio are talking about they got this list of the 10 funniest comedy movies of all time. 10 funniest comedy movies. And I have to say, half of the movies on there I thought were barely funny. Here's an example, and I know I'm going to be the only one who feels this way, but I'm probably the only person on the face of this planet that thought Hangover was okay. Everybody thinks it's the funniest movie, it's hilarious, it's great. I laughed less than I didn't laugh in that movie. I thought there were more unfunny moments than there were funny moments. And through certain parts of it, it kind of dragged and I was kind of bored. I was tempted to whip out my phone and read something online or something. It was like, it was okay. I mean, it wasn't a bad movie, but it wasn't, epic as everybody makes it out to be. So there you go. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm too funny for that movie. Ha! I just did a Chinese fire drill kind of thing. Snow, because it's wet, wet snow, it's like packing on my windshield underneath my windshield wipers, and they couldn't go down all the way. So I was sitting at a stoplight anyway, so I jumped out real quick to dislodge the snow from underneath my windshield wipers. Right then it turns green. And I'm like running around my car, frantically trying to get the snow, and the lady behind me is probably like, what the hell? So I gave her the thumbs up as I was getting back in the car. It's like, everything's okay now. She'd probably be like, what's this guy's problem? Funny. Well, I just pulled it into the parking lot at work. I made it, safe and sound. And it only took 2 hours. Yeah, good times. Hoorah! I just turned a DeLorean into a time machine. I think. Is that right? Not sure. Is it? I just turned a DeLorean into a time machine. I think. Is that right? EW Center!
They call me, love me, hate me, drill me, date me, feel me, beat me, still believe me. I will never let you out of my mind. Egoist and selfish lover, foolish creeper like no other. Call you crazy, call you freak. No one likes you but me.